Let me just close my door. My daughter's home watching TV.
All right, good morning, everybody. I would like to welcome every one of you for today's webinar. Today, we will be talking about Trimble Access Services and how can you sync your controller files in real time back to the office. Quick housekeeping notes. Today's presenters will be myself, Ala Shams with NEI Lafayette, Louisiana, and David Sutter from Trimble Geospatial, and he also lives in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Also, we have Sean Shard. He's also with Trimble, with us on the webinar today. Everyone should be muted on this webinar, and this will be recorded and will be posted on our STP website later on. So if you have any questions, we encourage you to please type them in the question window, and we will get to your questions at the Q&A session at the end of the webinar. I will ask a couple of poll questions during the webinar to keep you guys engaged, and hopefully you will enjoy the webinar. So this is just like a limited introduction about myself. As I said, my name is Ala Shams. I am the NEI Technical Support and the Survey Instructor. I have a BS in Civil Engineering and a Master's in Computer Science and another Master's in Civil Engineering and Transportation from Louisiana State University. I started with NEI in January of 2014. I create basically webinars, customized training, and customer support for our customers. I live in Baton Rouge, Louisiana since 2000. I have a 5-year-old son. I enjoy playing and watching soccer and American football, and nowadays baseball. David, I'm going to give you the mic to introduce yourself, please.
Okay, my name is David Snyder. My current position at Trimble is an applied geospatial expert. My background is I have a Bachelor's of Science degree from LSU, 1989, from the Department of Geography, and with emphasis on remote sensing. Immediately after leaving LSU, I began work in photogrammetric production and as a image analysis or photo interpreter and photogrammetrist. And I was in photogrammetric production for 15 years. Then at that point, I started to work, well, we actually started a new company called Info USA, based out of Baton Rouge, and we served all of North America. This company was a subsidiary of Info GmbH from Stuttgart, Germany. And we produced photogrammetric software. So my duties here in North America was as just the manager for the company, and I did all the sales and support at that time. In 2007, Trimble bought the company, and I continued in the same role. But as work expanded, I began to move to other roles as well. Currently, I have a strong emphasis in the UAV, UAS market, and now parlaying the photogrammetric experience to terrestrial photogrammetry as well, and now also going into the other terrestrial systems such as scanners and total stations. Okay.
Thank you, David. Sean, would you like to talk a little bit about yourself? I'm going to give you the mic.
Okay, yeah, thank you, Ala. My name is Sean Shard. I've been with Trimble about 12 years, and I'm currently a channel relations manager. I've had various roles on the technical side and the sales side, and I've worked in the offshore oil industry for a number of years, lived in Houston. I currently reside in Charlotte, North Carolina, and that about sums it up.
Thank you very much, Sean, for your input. This is just like a little bit about our company. NEI was a division of John Chance, bought by Mr. Charlie Poche back in 1988. Now John Chance, as you know, is a Fugaro. And in 1990, NEI became one of the first 5 Trimble original dealers in the United States. Mrs. Poche now owns the company. Our Vice President, William Poche and Kelly. In 2013, we branded the company, and this is our new logo. We have GPS for GIS and mapping, survey, construction, oil and gas, and marine, and of course environmental. This is our footprint in the southeast region of the United States. We are in Louisiana, Arkansas, Mississippi, Alabama, and the Panhandle, Florida. Of course, we cover Georgia and the rest of Florida for mapping and GIS only. So this is just like a overview of navigation electronics. For today's webinar, we're going to be talking about Trimble Access Services, and we're going to show you a little bit overview about this service. We're going to show you how to get started, how to create your Trimble Connected Community Organization, or what we call it the TCC. We're going to show you how to register your data collector, how to manage your site as an administrator, as a site manager. We're going to show you how to create and manage your users, manage your site. As a user, we're going to show you how to upload your files and how to manage your data and your files over that service. And then finally, we're going to show you a little bit demo and a Q&A session. Okay. Before we get started, I am going to start a poll. The first poll for the day. I'm going to encourage you guys to use your screen to put your input. We're going to cast your vote in 1 minute. So do you currently use any specific tool to transfer your data from the field to the office? So I'm going to launch it. I'm going to give you a minute to answer that.
And if you're not familiar with GoToMeeting, you'll look at your controller window. Yeah, I see a lot of people punching in now, so that's where you can enter in your answers there on in your controller and the polls.
Thank you, David. Okay, great. So people are casting their vote. So I'm going to give you just a couple of seconds to wrap it up, and then we're going to move on. Okay, I'm going to close it right now. Let's share. I don't know if you can guys see what's going on here. We have about 46% they use a solution right now. 31 they don't, and 23 they're looking for a solution. Well, that's good. So you are in the right place. Thank you very much for casting your vote, guys. So what's Trimble Access Services? Trimble Access Services, basically, it's a portal or a cloud-based service that will allow you to transfer your data through an existing wireless internet connection from your field to the office and vice versa. And this method will ensure you access to the most up-to-date data and will save you time and money. I don't know about you guys, but I've been using GIS and survey for the past 10 years, and I wish that this technology existed 10 years ago because it could save me a lot of time and effort. Once I collect my data in the office, in the field, I don't have to drive back to the office to drop my data. I can wirelessly, while I'm still in the field, transfer my data to the office and they start working on the office portion of it while I'm still in the field. And they can get back to me immediately to tell me then if I need to do any changes. So this is a great, great tool. So for the system requirements, you must have a data collector with Trimble Access valid warranty. So that's the key major thing. You can use either TSC2 or a TSC3, or even if you have a tablet, PC, either the Unit 1 or Unit 2, or even if you have any third-party tablet that have access installed on it. Of course, if it meets the requirement. You must have an internet connection, a browser and a computer, and of course, data to transfer between your field and your office. And this will bring us to our second poll question of the day. Do you use the Trimble Access services to transfer your data? I'm going to give you enough time to cast your vote, guys. And if you don't use Trimble, please write in the comments or in the chat window, what do you use currently to transfer your data? I'm going to give you enough time to do that. Okay, I'm going to close the vote, and then I'm going to share. So we have 25% yes on a daily basis, 33 never heard of it, and 42, so they are here to learn more about this solution. So that's great. Thank you, everybody. So, back to the presentation. So once you start using Trimble Access Services, you have to belong to a TCC, or what we call the Trimble Connected Community organization. So each company can be part of a TCC organization. Now, the TCC organization can be freely created, of course, if you have a data collector with a valid warranty. So if you pay your maintenance, or if you just purchase your data collector, you are entitled directly for that free service. So once you create your organization, each organization will have one site administrator, which is we call the site manager, and you can sign up to 100 users per organization. So the beauty about it is you can transfer data between users, not between serial numbers of your data collector. So if you have a user logged into a different data collector, they can log in their name, and they can start transferring their data under their name, not the data collector. And of course, you have about 10 gigabytes of storage space per organization. Of course, you can put this on the web, but you always can transfer your data between your computer and your web space. Now, if your company already has an organization, that's great. You can ask your site administrator to create a login account, and then you can start using this service. If you don't know if your organization has an account, just call us, and we will be more than happy to assist you with that. Now, we're going to talk how to get started. So let's say you are in the office, and you want to register your data collector. So I encourage everybody to take a note of that website. This is called mytrimbleaccess.com. This is the website that you need to use to register your data collector, to start your own organization, and then later on to log in through the web browser. And if you use TBC, or if you use our products, you should be familiar with that login page. This is where you can, if you have a TCC account or the Trimble Access Services, you can log in directly into that page. Or if you don't have a TCC account, you can register. And you must register your account to start using this service immediately. So we're going to show you how to do this. So once you start registration, it's going to give you this information, which we already talked about. Once you click on Next, you must enter in the first step the serial number of your data collector. Now remember, the criteria of that serial number must belong to a valid software maintenance. So your data collector should be under warranty to get advantage of that service. And of course, you have to select your dealer, which is going to be Navigation Electronics. and then you hit next. And the second step for your registration, you're going to put your full company name and your short name ID. Now here, remember, your ID must be unique. So for example, if I am NEI, I want to create my own organization, I only can create one NEI organization. So if somebody else wants to register NEI as their own organization, they can, because it's already been taken. So they have to put another name for their company. So remember that step and make sure to keep that name simple, because you don't want to put a full length name in your key ID. You're going to keep it simple because the crews in the field, they're going to be all day in the sun. They have a small screen to type on. So they don't want to put like a long name over there. So NEI should be sufficient for that key. You click next. Now the third step to register your data collector, to put your administrator information. Now make sure to put a valid email address here, because it will send you an email to activate your account. And we're going to talk about this in the next slide. So make sure to put the correct information right here for your email information. Make sure to follow the rules and regulations for your password. Probably you've done this before in the past. If you have a Hotmail or a Gmail or any online account, you must have at least a capital letter, small letter, special character, and a number for your password. So you're going to get this under control. You hit submit, and then the last step, which is the most important step, you have to go ahead and check your email. Once you check your email, you're going to receive an email from a no reply at trimble.com. And you must click on the link to activate your account. Now, let me tell you one thing here from my own personal experience. If you belong to a government agency, most likely this email is going to be deleted automatically, or it's going to go to the junk folder. And you have to go to talk to your IT folks in your mail server to let you access that email. Because let me tell you what's going to happen. Once you submit and you try to register your organization and you don't activate your account, this email is going to be in the limbo. So you cannot activate it. And guess what? You already created a unique name for your organization. So when you go again and try to register that account again, it's going to tell you that this name has been already used. So you have to create another unique name, and it's going to be a mess. So make sure to talk to your IT folks so you can receive that email address or that email account to activate your link. Once you created your account and you activate it, you should be good to go and use that service. So you go again to my TrimbleAccess.com to sign in as a site manager. All you have to do is put your credentials, and remember the site manager username always site manager. Put your username and ID. You click sign in. Now the beauty about this, the site manager would have only two roles. You can either manage users or manage sites, or what you call the site as a job. So if you have a job, like let's say in Baton Rouge, and you have a job in Lafayette, so that's what we call site. So this is what I mean by site. If you have a job at Walmart or a job at Lowe's, so you can create two different sites. Now to manage your user, you can either add your users, notify existing users, or delete them. Now pay attention, the site manager cannot be deleted. So that's a good thing. Now, to add a user, it's pretty easy. You click on add a user, 2 steps. You fill in their information, make sure to put a valid email address, keep the name simple, and finally, follow the rules for the password. We went through that already. Second step, you want to assign a user to a different project. So let's say I have a project in Baton Rouge, so you can assign that specific user to that specific job. So after you assign a project, you're done. You assign a user. Now let's go and talk about how to manage your site. You can either create a new site or modify existing sites or delete them. It's pretty straightforward. You click on Add Site, make sure to give it a site title, give it a short ID, keep it simple, and make sure to give it a description. Because it's not going to let you create that site if you don't have a description. So it's a required field. Once your site being created, you want to assign user permission to allow a specific user to access that project. So here, as you can see, I have my users, and then I can assign different users to different sites. Once you're done, you're good to go. Now I'm going to talk about the user side. Now, once you create an account, you must allow that user to go and activate that account. Because if they don't log into that web page, they cannot use their account because they have to accept the terms of that website to be able to use their account. You log in, you sign in with your credentials with that username, and then the user, pay attention here, can do two things only. They can upload files or they can manage their own files. So as a user, you can do one of those two things. Now, to upload the file, now make sure here, I was playing with this yesterday, and I found out that I don't have Silverlight installed on my computer, so you must have Silverlight installed on your computer. If you are using a Chrome web browser, you want to make sure that you must install the Netscape API for Mac and Windows to make sure that this plugin will work on your website. Now, it's very easy, straightforward. Just like adding an attachment to your email. You select the file that you want to send to a specific user. Make sure to highlight that file. You hit next. You select the user that you want to send that file to. So if you have different users in your organization, you can send it to a specific user, or you can send it to all users, or multiple users. Once you populate those checkboxes, it will allow you to send that specific file to a specific folder on your data connector. And I don't know if you are familiar with the Trimble Access hierarchy of your folders. You can either send it to a user profile, or you can put it in the system file. Let's say you are sending a feature code library, or you are using a GeoIT file, you want to send it to a system file, you can select that file. Or by the way, you can create a new folder to keep your data organized under your profile on your data collector. So you have the options to do that. And then once you finish, you click on finish, and then you'll be good to go. Now, to manage your files, once you click on the Manage Files tab, you have more features here, and you can control your data through your folders. So if you look at the top portion, this is all the tools that allow you to download or to upload files, or even to rename folders. And then you can see the tree of your users and their folders. So you can manage your data and manage your files through that web browser. Now, if you are in the field and you start your Trimble Access, and everybody familiar with this if you're using Access, once you log into Access, you must have a profile active. And the way you activate your profile is by clicking on the banner, on that banner on top, and here you can see I'm Ala under Ala's side. So you can always log into a different organization and different username. So here, for example, when I click on that banner, I can set my login information, my organization, my username, and of course, your password. And as you can see here, I'm going to use the information that I created earlier for NEI survey organization. And of course, you can check the checkbox to save your password so you don't have to enter that password every time you try to save your data. So once you log into that information, you put all your credentials. It's going to go online using your wireless, either if you have a hotspot, or if you have a Wi-Fi, or if you have a Bluetooth connection through a SIM card. Once you have internet connection, it will check your credentials, and then it will allow you to log in. And then you can select the sites you are allowed from that drop down. You can select your site, and then you check on the agree on the TCC terms, and your login is complete, and you're good to go to sync your data. Now, once you are in sync, you have to click on the sync icon, and this is probably something you haven't seen before, or probably you've seen it, you don't know what is that. So this is basically how to sync your data. So once you click on sync, as you can see, Allah is my user, and it has a checkbox, and I have 4 files need to be transferred. So you can see that I transferred 4 files, and it has a green color now that the transfer has been completed. And now I transferred my data from the field to the office, or vice versa. Now, when you go back to the office, if you open your file manager, you can see the different files and different items that you transfer between your office and your field. And as you can see here, you can see that from a specific data collector, you're going to see the serial number of your data collector right here. And this is all the data that you receive from that specific data collector. And then you can download it to your computer, and you can start working with it. By the way, you can transfer any kind of file. You can transfer a text file, you can transfer a job file, a CSV, comma separated value, feature code library, GXF, AutoCAD, or even GeoID files. So now I'm going to take you to a demo, just to show you how to do this really quick. So this is my TrimbleAccess.com. Once you type it, you put your site manager, you put your organization, and you try to log in. But I put the wrong password. There we go. That's better. So again, I repeat, as a site administrator, you can manage your users or manage your site. Let's add a user. So here you can see the list of all your users. You see I have Dustin, Jeff, Josh, Robert, and the site manager, of course, is the admin. So let's add a user. I'm going to add myself here. Now make sure to give your name an easy name. You can either call yourself Al or Allah or whatever. Something the user will know that this is my name or this is my profile. Password, you put, of course, to follow the regulations for your password. Make sure to put an email address. I have it saved. Set your time. Central. So here we go. Now here, as you can see, I'm only part of, there's only one site available for me right now. So maybe I want to allow access to the field work, and I hit finish, because this is the only site available. So now I created my username, and I'm part of field work project, or a site, I should say. It's going to take a minute or two to create that account. Okay, so I created that account. If I go to manage site, you see I have only here one site available right now. So let's add a new site. Let me call this site Baton Rouge. And remember, the shortcut name could be anything, but here for this, for the sake of this webinar, I'm going to just call it BTR. And for the description, you can give it any name. I'm just going to call it Baton Rouge, let's say, site. So now I have a site called BTR. Now I'm going to assign permission to myself, for example, or different users that can use that website or that specific site. Click on finish. So now I'm good to go. I have a website or a site, job site, and I have a user. I'm going to log off here, and then I'm going to go to my data collector. I have an emulator here on my desktop. I'm going to show you in a second what I'm talking about. So this is the NEI survey. Let me try to go online using my credentials, and let me hit next. So it went through, and as you can see, I can choose between my site. I can either go and log into VTR site or to my fieldwork. So let's go to VTR and see what's going on right here. So I click finish. Now you click sync. And as you can see, I have 4 files being synced. And I'm good to go. All those 4 files being synced from the feed because I have that job existing on my data collector. So for right now, I'm going to show you how to go to the office site again and log in as a user. And how can you manage your data? Of course, this is the terms. I have to accept those terms so I can be able to use my account. You can select the site, the available site. Of course, here I'm going to use Baton Rouge site. And I can manage my file. So if you go to Allah, as you can see, so Allah here doesn't have any data. So let me go and try to sync my data again one more time here. So all my data is available right there. So hit refresh one more time. Okay. So now as you can see, I have my Access Sync open. I'm going to hit refresh. There's nothing going on here. So I need to send a file. Okay. So I created a text file on my desktop. I call it hello. This is Access Sync webinar. Okay, on today's date. I'm going to save that. I'm going to close it. Now I'm going to go to my website and I am going to highlight Allah. And then I'm going to upload a file. So you choose a file you want to upload. You go to your desktop. I'm going to send that text file I just created. It's right there. And then I'm going to submit. So as you can see, it's being submitted. They're sure to go to Access, Access Sync, so as you can see, I have 5 files out of 5 being transmitted. So that means there's one thing happened in the background. So all you have to do is go to your files, go to Allah's folder, and as you can see, this is the new text file. I sent it at 10:36, which is indicate the time, because I tried to run a test earlier, and if I click on that file, so it's hello Access Sync webinar. So let's say from the field, please call David, ASAP. You save that file and you close it. Now what you need to do, you make sure that you sync your data. You make sure it's synced. It's being sent at 10:37. This is how you check your history. Now you go back to your office. Now watch this. When you click refresh, you're going to see that you received something from my computer. This is my serial number of my emulator. But here you're going to see the serial number of your data collector. So if I open that text file, and you're going to see here, so here we go. I was able to transfer my data through this website. Now the beauty about it, if you have other data you want to transfer, let's say I want to transfer to the field. Let's say I'm here in the field. And let's see. If you have TBC, let's say you have TBC running. You start a new project. You want to make sure that you are connected to the TCC by clicking on Options, External Services. You create an account, and the service you're going to use is called the TCC. Username must be your username that you created. Your organization will be the organization that you belong to. You put your password information, and then you click OK. Now, you go to File, you go for TCC, you open Remote File, you choose your profile, which is Allah, and then here you can see that I can open either Beta Rules or Freework. Those are the type I belong to. If I click on BTR, Allah. So here you can see this is my test file, or you can open any existing job file. And you can add it, if it's a job file, you can add it to your TBC. Okay, guys, so we're back on track now. So for my personal experience, this tool is pretty amazing. It will save you time and money. I help a lot of customers to set up their own Trimble Access Sync and to set up their own organization. The key thing here, you must have one data collector at least with an up-to-date warranty. Usually we send all our customers ahead of time, about 90 days before their warranty expires. So make sure to check your emails to check if your warranty is about to expire so you can take advantage of that free service. You can set up your admin, and the admin only can set users and you can set projects. You cannot transfer data as a site manager. If you are a site manager, you can create your own account as a user so you can use your personal account to transfer your data. But as a site administrator, you cannot transfer by itself. So once you set your organization, you can start transferring data from the feed to the office or vice versa. Now, this will take us to the last poll question of the day. And see if you guys need any assistance in setting up your own organization, and we'll be more than happy to assist you to set up your organization, or you can use this information to do it yourself. And I can give you a couple of minutes to cast your vote, and then we're going to move forward. Okay, I'm going to close the poll right now. Okay, so 44, they won't help. 56%, they're good to go. All right, guys, thank you very much for casting your vote. Now, if you need any help, please, this is our contact information. Please use it to contact your sales in your region. We have Robert Martin in Mississippi and Arkansas, Trey in Florida, Josh Pettis in Arkansas, Stephen Kane, North Louisiana, Stephen in South, and Greg Gay in Alabama. And of course, myself, Alat Shams, and your technical support for the day. This is my contact information. Please shoot me an email if you're having any problems setting up your organization. And now, I'll give you enough time to entertain your questions. So please, if you have any questions, type it in the question window. And I'm going to open the floor. Let me see if I'm going to unmute Sean and David. If you want to type your question, guys, that would be really great.
I see some questions coming in there.
Yes, I see the first question is, Paul Johnson is asking about Active Sync through USB. I'm not sure. Oh, okay, I think what he did, okay, I see what you're saying. Okay, let's see, Sherry, can you set up to sync data at specific time period automatically? I think once you sync your data, it will start syncing every 30 seconds. So you can either let it run all day, or you can turn it on and off whenever you want. And actually, if you are running, let's say you are running a VRS correction, the software is smart enough to know that you are using your data link for receiving connection, so it will maybe slow down or fast enough so it doesn't take all your bandwidth. So I'm not sure if I answered that question. Okay, I have another question from Brett. Can you give us that website again? Yeah, sure. It's mytrimbleaccess.com. Okay. Now, Matthew, he has a question here. And I think, Sean, you answered that question? Okay. So in the past, when we tried using sync, all files will be recent every time and take a long time versus only sending the updating files. What could be doing wrong? So I think so Sean said you can create folders to manage your jobs and project files.
Yeah, I could speak to that for a little bit there if you'd like.
I'm sorry, Sean, I couldn't hear you.
I could speak to that a little bit if you would like.
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, so the way that we share data is via a folder. So you have to check a box because there could be multiple folders, that we're looking at. So if you uncheck folders, the files that are in those folders will not be shared. If in the case, which is pretty typical, that customers do not create a specific folder for a job, and everything just goes into the default folder, and that can get pretty big. So all those files will be shared. So what we tend to promote there is to create folders that are more project or job specific, and then you have the ability to check or uncheck those folder choices for data to be shared.
All right. Thank you, Sean. Okay, guys, do you have any other questions?
Could you unmute Matthew real quick so we can talk to him about this as well?
Yeah, sure. Hold on 1 second. Matthew. Okay, hold on. Here we go. Yeah, Matthew, I think you can talk right now. I'm not sure if he has a mic. Oh, he doesn't have a mic. Yeah, no problem. Like, if you want to send me anything via email, we'll be more than happy to answer your question. Okay, guys, if you don't have any questions, David or Sean, do you would like to add anything? All right, guys, if you don't have any questions, thank you very much for attending today. This webinar is recorded. I'm going to send it to all of you via FTP, and we will have, anybody could have access to it through our website. And I would like to thank you again for attending, and happy Friday. Thank you very much.